I'm in over in Lac Du Bonnet, Manitoba at the International Canadian School of Survival for their 16-day survival challenge. We're on day 12, and so far we've covered wilderness safety and survivals levels 1 through 4. We did standard first aid, remote first aid, land navigation, and today I'll be setting off on my 3-day solo where I'm going to implement everything I've learned so far at the school to hopefully thrive and survive. Is there any tips, anything?
3-day solo is the confirmation exercise. 3 days by yourself. You got a huge project list. You're going to be by yourself. I want you to feel the enemies of survival: loneliness, fatigue, hunger, all those, the cold as well. And when you come out, you are going to feel so confident and aware of your surroundings. It's a beautiful thing. It's like, what would you call it? Like a vision quest or a rite to passage kind of deal. The 3-day solo is exceptional confirmation for sure.
Awesome. So I'm going to be setting off in about 15 minutes. I got a 3-kilometer hike to get to my site, and we'll take it from there.
He's got to navigate all the way to his site and then get set up. So he's got a full day ahead of him.
All right.
Best of luck, brother.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just under about 2 kilometers in. Just stop and take a little break here. Walking the power line to my site, easiest route. And once I get to this tree line up ahead of me here, I'll take a new bearing and crash into the bush towards my destination. That's a dead cow over there. Birds just flew off it. There's a lot of old coyote, a little bit of wolf track around, but nothing fresh, so that's good. Taking the power line is a good option. You can hear a bunch of crows. Maybe 400 meters up ahead or so. Ojibwe bird snare, something I'm looking to try on this venture. Very quiet now. There it is. There's the flag I'm looking for. It's no joke. Now it's time to drop my pack, vent off, stop, S-T-O-P. I'm gonna sit, think, observe, plan, and then act. So, not even 10 minutes in here and I've managed to lose my sunglasses. I don't know if I dropped them and then stomped them on accident with the snowshoes, but any of the case, is what it is. So, survival pattern, first aids first. I managed to make it here without injuring myself. I am a little bit wet, sweaty, carrying my gear for 3 kilometers. So first thing I gotta get going here is a fire. So I'm gonna gather some wood, get a fire going, make sure I have enough to sustain it while I move on to the next objectives. It's going to be putting up a haste signal around my site, building a shelter, and then I'm going to worry about some water, which again, where fire comes into play, because I'm surrounded, got endless amounts of water, but it's all frozen, so we're gonna have to melt and boil some snow and get hydrated here. Stomped out a small area here to build a platform for my fire. I just need some logs. Just to build my fire on. And that's gonna warm me up, dry me off, give me a little bit of confidence before I move on to the next phase, which is gonna be building my shelter. Doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be functional. A few more of those should do it. And then after I select my site for my shelter, build my shelter, I'll just transfer the fire over. Oh, we got some nice firewood in here. Beauty. There's lots of firewood here, but a lot of it's all ratted, nested up here, so gonna have to do a bit of cutting. I got one of my hasty signals up there, but problem is all these young poplars are all so frozen. I try to bend one down to get some height up for my signal. They keep on snapping, so we're gonna have to just make do. Is to get them up nice and high, but not able to do that. Like I said, they're so cold and frozen. But as long as we got a little bit of color, some contrast, and some movement, Jesus, this isn't gonna work. Nope. We're just gonna have to do it like this. Ideally, I would take one of these big tall ones, bend it down to me, tie it off on the top, let her go, and she flings up like a flagpole, eh? So, anyways, we'll do it like this. There we go. Alright, so got a decent fire established here. Long fire, a couple other logs there. Still need to get a lot more firewood, but we got this one going for now. Now I'm going to take a look and select a shelter location. Safety considerations are hazards. One of the biggest one is dead standing trees. So I'm just gonna take a poke into the tree line here, see if there's any decent spots. Maybe I can make a tree well, or I'm thinking on even a lean-to, but we're gonna go in there and have a look and see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so I think I found a decent spot. I'm gonna make a lean-to out of this tree here behind me and this one here. It's a bit hairy in here, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of clearing, cutting, open up this space a little bit. But there's a couple of dead standers leaning away from me though, so I don't think it should be a problem. There's one right over there I'll probably have to knock down. So that way is going to be the back of my shelter, and my shelter, the entrance is going to be this way, which is southeast. So prevailing winds in this area are northwest winds, so I'm going to have my back of my shelter to the prevailing winds. But I'm going to get started here. I got a lot of clearing to do, like I said, so we'll get that done, and then we'll start cutting some poles after we check on the fire. All right, so I got my ridge pole set up here after I cleared the area. That's my base pole there. And then I got some rafter poles. I still got to clean up and add to my pile of spruce boughs there, which is going to be my bed. Hardest thing right now is sustaining my fire out there in between getting this lean-to made. I'm gonna have to sustain that fire for the full 3 days while I'm out here. I'm trying to document as much as I can, but it's hard because I'm kind of on a, well, not kind of, I am on a timer. I gotta get my shelter built and enough firewood to last me at least through night 1, which I can gather more wood tomorrow, but I gotta make sure I have enough wood to keep the fire going all night tonight, because as you've seen on the way out here, there's that cow carcass, and there's coyotes and wolves, maybe even some lynx, and I just need the fire to stay warm in my lean-to. So I'm gonna try to give her now, get my whole shelter made, and then use the rest of my time of daylight left to get as much firewood as I can. We'll check back here closer to in the evening. Okay, so I'm not entirely happy with the lean-to, but it is what it is. I got a pretty good jump on it. I don't have nearly enough boughs. I got enough to cover the floor, but I need to build that up, at least to my knees. I'm gonna hang these 2 emergency blankets down along the back wall, so that when I make my fire out here, I can reflect some of that heat back down onto me. It's 2:30. Pain in the ass running back and forth and tending the fire, making sure that it doesn't go out. The wood's burning super quick. Not a bad area. Right through that little opening there, there's a little transition line. Kind of breaks into a different type of forest there. So maybe tomorrow I'll go look around and see if I can get on some rabbit tracks, set some snares. There's a huge piece of older reishi mushroom right there on the base of that dead poplar. I have a plan I'm gonna try to do with that. But yeah, other than that, it's keep on chipping away, because pretty soon I gotta start gathering a whole bunch of wood for my main site right here where I built my shelter. I feel like I'm not making good time. I got the platform done next to my shelter. I put up the emergency blanket, reflect some heat, hopefully onto me when I'm sleeping from my fire I'm gonna have right here. Got a little bit of wood starting to gather, but it's almost 4 o'clock. I need more boughs for my bed, but that's just gonna have to wait until tomorrow. It's gonna have to do me for the night. I'm gonna transfer the fire from out there over here to my sleeping site next to my shelter, and then use the rest of what daylight I have to pile up as much wood as possible to get me through the night. So I got an okay amount of wood. I still got lots to get. But I feel a little better now. You know, I got some big logs. I got my shelter done. I just set out my bed here, my bough bed, and then I just got a sleeping bag. I made a pillow out of my ski pants and sleeping bag case, and then I got this wool blanket to go on top just in case any sparks pop off. So yeah. Oh, I got a nice sitting log here too, and hello. Just kidding. Big piece of reishi, old reishi mushroom. I'm gonna thaw it out, and I don't know. I'm gonna try to make something of this, something useful anyway. Hopefully. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take a minute. I'm gonna sit and chill, maybe 10 minutes. Eat a can of tuna. I only have 1,200 calories out here with me for 3 days, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna probably put out a rabbit corral, try to make an Ojibwe bird snare hopefully, and see if I could catch something at least while I'm here. Like I said, this is a 3-day solo in the forest, and yeah, I don't think boredom's gonna be an issue for me, but we'll see. I got a pretty strong mind for the most part, but you know, like Dave said there at the beginning, there's the enemies of survival, there's the physiological enemies, hunger, which is probably going to be my biggest one. Anybody back home who knows me knows how much I eat, and the guys already seen how much I eat normally just in the last 12 days that I've been here. 120 calories drained. So I counted my calories out. So I gotta drain this, otherwise I'll be getting more calories than I'm supposed to here. And we're just gonna sit back and enjoy a nice can of straight tuna. The site's looking all right. Got some logs. We got some tinder there and some smaller tinder over there, bush bundles. See if my snow's boiling yet. And I start filling up my water bottle. I'll leave my glove on for that. Not quite. Pretty soon. bed. I'll be sleeping there tonight. It's already starting to cool off. So, got about, I'd say about an hour left of daylight. Maybe I'll start carving out a bird snare maybe after I get this water in my container. Yeah, it's starting to move around in there now. So, what I like to do is I like to make like a little sift out any debris. There, now she's boiling. There's a lot of debris in there, so just pine needles and whatever, it's not a big deal. But uh-oh. And that's drinking water right there. Still a couple little chunks in there, but oh well, it's gonna keep me alive. Hey, so I got the purge, the base here for my Ojibwe bird snare. There's a ton of crows around here, so I'm gonna try and see if I could catch one with it. It's not done yet. I gotta make the landing stick for them. That's gonna sit in that hole with a string. I'll do a more detailed video when I get back home, if I get back home, that is. Yeah, I'll show you when it's all done setting up there, but it's going good so far. Okay, so there's my bird snare. That hole I showed you before there. So this stick's being held there by a small little knot. I don't know if you can see that in there. There's a small little knot holding that stick in. There it is. And then the other end is tied to a weight. So the idea is the bird, hopefully a crow, comes and lands on this landing stick here. I don't have any bait, but I had this piece of paracord. It's bright, and you know, they don't have to come and eat. They just have to be curious enough to land on here to check it out. So they land on there, disrupt the stick, knot slips through, weight drops, and catch them by the feet. And it's a live trap, so if I do catch one, I'll have to come up here and whack them in the head. And then I'm gonna breast it out and hopefully eat some crow. So got her set up just before, the sun's going down. Should be good for the morning. Hopefully it holds all night, and yeah, we'll see what happens here with this. Well, it's starting to get dark. Sun's going down, and I happen to feel something. Didn't lose them after all. I just forgot that I had tucked them on my t-shirt under my sweater. So be a sunny day tomorrow, hopefully. So I'm shutting her down for the night. I'm gonna tend the fire, stay up for about another hour or so, and call it a night. Get comfy into bed, go to sleep, and keep this fire going till the morning. So we'll see you then. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it started snowing a little while ago. I didn't get enough firewood for the night, I don't think. So it's gonna be a rough go here for a bit until daylight. I took my sleeping bag or my pillow apart, had to put on my ski pants. Now I got my pack rested there for a headrest if I even go to sleep. I don't know if I will. Yeah, rough go on day one, but we'll make her. 6:30 in the morning. Good morning. A couple of embers left this morning when I woke up there, but I managed to get the fire going. The water froze a little bit. It's got a little layer on top, so I'm thawing it out, and then I'm gonna have some coffee. So I gotta get more firewood this morning. That's the first thing. I'm gonna get a nice little pile, take a break, have a bite to eat, build a smoke generator, see if I can get a rabbit corral out, and then more firewood. And those are my objectives today, but I'm pretty tired, and so we'll see how it goes. Ooh, a little bit of instant coffee here. The day's shaping up already. Gotta go 3, I'm gonna need it. That's gonna be good. That's good. Don't get no better than that in survival, man. All right, let's get the day started here. Okay, game plan. I threw a couple of big logs on there. Hopefully it keeps on. It's enough to keep going while I go do some things. I'm gonna go check the bird snare I put out there, but it was super windy last night, so I'm expecting the little paracord to be blown away, and for the snare itself to actually be triggered, just because of how windy it was. Gonna go check on that, and then afterwards I'm gonna take a walk back there to that transition line there and hop on the other side and in a bit and set up a rabbit corral or 2, maybe. I got 10 snares. If I put out 2 corrals, 4 sides on each, we'll do 8 snares like that, and then maybe the other 2 I'll just set up on a rabbit run if I can find them. But I did see sign back there though, so we'll snap up some birch buds there and hopefully draw some in. Maybe have one by tomorrow morning when I'm really gonna need it. I'm gonna go as long as I can today without eating. I'm gonna have some oatmeal later on to kind of replenish my energy. Another can of tuna down the hatch, maybe some protein there. But yeah, plan is to get a couple rabbit corrals out, get the smoke generator built, and maybe I could carve myself some kind of tool. I was thinking a spoon or something special for that piece of reishi mushroom I found right there. So, but I'm gonna save that little secret to the end. All right, let's go check that snare then. Holy, Well, I'll be damned. I didn't trip during the night last night, but that piece of paracord did blow off. And the noose slipped up off the stick, but see if I can fix this without setting it off. There. Now, if I were to get a rabbit, I can use some guts or whatever to put on here, and then I'm sure a crow would come. But for now, we're just going to try to pique their interest here. There's one out there. They're flying by on the hydro line constantly here, so the knot is still holding. Before I go, I'll get some more water on the go. Look at all hard to find a spot where there's no debris on the snow, but that's where I got these for, eh? Okay. Fuck it. If you're not consuming some pine needles during this, you're not surviving. You want to pack it down as much as you can, because when it melts, you got a full tin of snow, and then when you go back after it's melted, you got a quarter of a can there. So, trick is to try to squish it down as much as possible. Get as much snow in there as you can. And I put a lid on it, courtesy of Dave's idea. I feel not too bad right now, considering how much sleep I got. Holy, must only got like 3 hours of sleep, if that, on and off. Was not a good night, but we're gonna make do. And we're gonna survive. Get that snow on the go. Some fresh drinking water. Okay, rabbit corral, let's go. Okay, so the idea is to cut 4, little balsams there. There's one, there's another one there I can use. And set them up in a square. All right, from tip to base, tip to base, tip to base, tip to base. And then leave one little opening on each side to set the snare. You don't necessarily got to worry about putting it right on the path, because, I'm standing on the hard crust right now, so they're able to do the same. And then we're going to cut up a bunch of birch bud, break it open with my knife, get that scent out, and throw it in the middle as bait them in there. So I'm gonna get started on that. Okay, so I got the first one done. Now, this isn't the way that they showed here at the school, but essentially I would cut a pole and I'd hook that snare up to a pole and stick it in there, so that when the rabbit comes through for that first initial burst trying to escape what kind of scares him, he makes it through and he drags that pole and it gets caught up. But I'm trying to save time, and I'm trying to save calories having to cut 4 poles for each side. So I'm gonna just try it like this. Just hooking it to the corral itself. So that's the first side done. And I'm gonna make sure I block off any other, like down here, any other possible ways that they might come through, and set it right here. So it's the path of least resistance. And I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but It's a pretty heavy used path right there. So I like this spot. It's a little close to camp, but we're gonna see what happens here. So 3 more sides to go, and then we're good for the corral. Okay. Just have to tend the fire here before I get that last side of the corral put up. Hole in my sweater. It is just unbelievable how quick the wood burns. Like, gotta constantly keep on the fire. There the water's boiling. Yeah, it's unreal the amount of care you have to put in to maintaining this fire. I'm almost to the point where I don't really care if there's a little bit of debris in my drinking water, and just don't even worry about sifting it out. But gotta make sure it's angled like that so the water doesn't run down the needles and burn your hand. Okay. I should have some more coffee. We'll fill up the can one more time with snow, get it going, throw some more, or move that piece into the fire, keep the fire going, and get that rabbit corral finished up. And then maybe I'll have a little victory snack. There's the corral. Overall happy with it, the actual setup. The only thing is, I mean, could use a lot more bait in there, but I got the tips in, the birch tips in, and then I kind of opened up a few thicker pieces to get some of that scent going. But yeah, time is my enemy, hunger is my enemy, and I'm trying not to burn a ton of calories because I haven't caught any food yet, just what I brought out here. And I mean, I had 2 cans of tuna last night. I gotta try to pace myself and take my time about going about things, but not take too much time because I'm going to run out of it. So we'll leave this here for now, and I'll head back to my shelter and maybe eat a can of tuna. Okay. I'm gonna get some coffee going, and maybe a can of tuna. Let's take a look here what I got left. I got a few. 1, 2. I got those. That's it. That's all my food. So we better pray for that corral to catch a rabbit tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it's gonna be a rough 3-kilometer walk out. Oh yeah, I forgot. I also got this in my 1,200 calories. Ooh. Trying to decide. I'm not gonna lie, I want it right now, to be honest. Starting to kit bomb here. 4 cans left, I think. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have that can of tuna and my peanut chocolate protein bar. Oh man, with some coffee. Good survival breakfast here. And we're boiling. Perfect. this is gonna be nice. It's just, you know, small little victory getting the corral out. Bird snare still operational. Oh, wouldn't that be something to catch a crow? I would eat it in front of you all, and everybody back home will think I'm crazy, but Kev, one of the instructors there, he says crow breast is delicious, and I mean, I believe him, but there's only one way to find out for yourself. And that's to catch a crow. Hopefully I'll catch one. Get some more snow going after I have my meal here. Just the coffee. My spoon. So one of my tasks here is to identify a couple of wild edibles slash consumables. So the reishi mushroom medicinal tea, even though this one's kind of past its prime, it's I mean, I could count that as one, I guess, but I'd like to find some chaga, but I don't want to spend the time and the calories out searching for it if I happen to come across some in my travels. Yeah. I think this will be my last coffee of the day. I'm gonna really load up on her here, or maybe a little more. There. Get a nice boost from this, and then I should get more firewood, or I don't know what I should do first. Firewood or smoke generator while I have the energy. I mean, shit, I'm gonna need a lot more firewood. Last night was cutting her close. I had like just that piece of log left this morning when I got up, and I mean, it was a battle. It was a battle. Mentally, it was a bit, you know, taxing. Having to get up every, I don't even know, I wasn't keeping track of the time, but it seemed like every hour or even less. But gonna have my snack here and then move on to the next task. So a constant battle. Yeah, she's starting to bubble a bit there. Still got some snow in there. But yeah, a constant battle to keep a source of water coming, melting snow, keep the fire going, maintaining. You know, I just cut this big dead standard tree down. You can see the base of it right there. I mean, how many calories did I expend cutting that thing down and pushing it over? Quite a few. But, you know, how many calories would I have spent walking back and forth, grabbing smaller stuff? I don't know. Which one was better? Which decision would have been better? I really don't know. But I decided to go for the big long piece so I can keep the fire maintained while I go get some other stuff done. I just and the crows are flying around here like crazy, and ravens too. I just made an adjustment to my bird snare out in the clearing there. The piece of paracord kept sliding off, so I tied it on. I'm not really expecting to, I don't have my heart set on getting one with a piece of paracord, but you never know. It's better to have it out than to not have it out. But it'd be super cool if I did. I'd be eating crow tonight, boy, I tell you what. There she goes. Good enough. Gotta keep the water coming, you know? And it's getting pretty full of debris. I mean, right in these conifers, there's freaking needles all over the ground. Pine needles everywhere, leaves. I mean, look at all that stuff. Filtering it out. That's bush tea is what that is. There we go. Yeah. So, it's not bad. This container's almost full. That container right there is full. So, doing pretty good with the water situation here. I got my first pole cut and set and measured for my smoke generator. I'm gonna continue on with that after I get another container of snow on the go here. I'm feeling pretty good about today, but I got a funny feeling as the night settles in, I'll be getting pretty miserable. Last night was not fun. Not fun at all. I tell you, it's that constant maintaining of the fire is just, it really gets to you, you know. But I got my GoPro, I got 2 phones. One of them already died. The other one I just dipped into, so I still got some battery on there, but I expect by this time tomorrow I'll be almost, I'm not sure what time rescue's coming, what time or when I'll get picked up, but that's why I gotta get that smoke generator done, because, you know, I gotta put that signal up. There's one flying low. Here's the framework for the smoke generator. Okay, pretty basic. 3 poles connected at the top like a teepee, and then we got a little platform here. So between this area here, the base, the platform, the shelf, whatever you want to call it, all the way up to the top is gonna be stacked with birch bark and bush bundle in layers, so that when we light it up from underneath, it's gonna catch up quick. And then along the whole outside of it is gonna be covered, stuffed with spruce boughs. So we'll take a look. You'll see that once I get that done. So yeah, it's coming along though. Hope I get rescued tomorrow. Just having a little sit down here. I just refilled the watering can and just having a little rest. I feel good. I don't feel drained yet. I'm sure it's gonna hit me later on as the day progresses here, but so far I feel good. Hell of a lot better than last night there. That first night was rough. And I'm pretty sure when I checked the weather before I left, it's gonna get a little bit colder tonight. So I don't know. I need more boughs on my bed because I could feel, I didn't have enough. I could feel the cold coming up from the ground there. But I'm thinking if I don't have enough time, I just rough it one more night and I'll lay that emergency blanket underneath my wool blanket and try to make do with that. But I gotta go for a walk back to where I put up the rabbit corral and I gotta collect a bunch of birch bark for my smoke generator there. So I got some bush bundle there. I've got a little bit more over there, but I'm kind of using that to keep the fire going when these big logs, when the flame starts to simmer down on them there. So a lot of work to be done today still. A lot of gathering. Still got to get more firewood to last the night. So yeah, you could get humbled pretty fucking quick out here, I tell you. But we're just gonna keep chipping away and keep on going here bit by bit, piece by piece, and hour by hour, minute by minute. So yeah, birch bark, gotta collect a bunch, get that smoke generator done, and we'll go from there. Before I go get that birch bark here, I just hit a real nice milestone I want to share with you guys. And no, for the people back at home, I'm not talking about our public skating rink. I'm talking about 2 full containers of water. I actually took a huge drink, probably about half this container, and then I just topped it off with the boiling can here. So I just had a nice big drink, and then I got both my canisters filled right up here. So like I said, nice huge milestone. Kind of puts a little bit of happiness in a guy. Okay, so I'm back from collecting my birch bark there. Broke a bit of a sweat, so I'm gonna take 5 minutes and vent off a bit. And I mean, it's not super cold right now. Tonight it's gonna be cold, but you know, I'm hydrated because I'm a little bit damp, but you know, I'm by the fire, I'm just venting out. So take 5 minutes, sit for a minute, and continue on with the smoke generator. Gotta manage my time here. It's 25 after 11, so I mean, I was up at like 6 o'clock. Got a good start on the day. Depending on what time, I'm gonna finish the smoke generator as much as I can. I'm gonna call it probably at like 1 o'clock, and then I'm gonna have a bite to eat, get some energy, and gather some freaking firewood, man, I tell ya. So I just had myself a nice little break. I made these makeshift pair of sunglasses here out of the birch bark. So I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna cut some V boughs to get the first start of the outside cover of my smoke generator, and I'm gonna push on from there. About another hour, I'll call it, and start gathering firewood, because I'm gonna need a lot tonight. It's gonna be cold. I was cold last night. I don't want to be cold again tonight, so that's the plan, man. Get that hat on there. Still got to fill in the bottom and around the sides. This is a terrible smoke generator, but we'll see if it works once I hear the plane come. I'm hungry. Well, I hit a massive wall. I'm almost done the smoke generator, but I almost lost it. It's so windy out. I'm worried it's gonna blow over in the middle of the night, but the base is pretty wide, so I mean, fuck. It's hard to say. It's heavy now that I add all the boughs on it. I still need more boughs for my bed. I still gotta get firewood. That's all I got right now. A little bit of tinder there. Not a good situation. I'm just boiling some snow right now so I can have a bite to eat because I'm freaking starving. And I hit a wall and I'm really low on energy now. Yeah, physiological enemies of survival right now. So it's fatigue and hunger. My gosh. So, still need to get that firewood. Never ends. It never ends. All right. We now have a full container. Perfect. Whew. 2 full containers, actually. Now, the sad thing is I don't have any more. But this one's only half full, actually. That's good snow water. Some floaties in there. That's all right. Well, get another one going before I continue on with the work. And the cycle continues. There we go. Geez. Hey, cutting some more boughs from my bed. Another night in the Canadian wilderness. I cut this tree here. I'm gonna limb it, and maybe that'll be enough. Keep me a little bit more off the ground tonight. I added a bit to it already, but so I'm taking the convexed side of these limbs, and I'm just kind of stuffing them, weaving them in. So that spring me off the ground, you know. I am getting pretty freaking lazy though, so it's not pretty, it's just practical. Don't want those jamming in my back. So fuck. Oh no, that's gonna poke me. Shit. There we go. It's looking thicker already. So I'll go limb that other tree, get those boughs in, and see how we're looking. You can already see the difference. It's compressed from me last night. too close to the snow, man. I was getting cold. All right. He's getting there. A few more on the end there. I'm just gonna have a test and see if there's any spots that I need to even out here. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's real fucking good. Need some more support for my head here, I think. A little spot right in the middle of my back. Oh yeah, that's good. This is gonna be good. It's gonna be a better night than the first, I think. Better night than last night. All right. Awesome. All right, so I got my bed all sorted out here. Lifted higher off the ground with more boughs, and then I got this wool blanket double folded, and then I decided to put the emergency blanket in between the wool. So hopefully that's gonna give me some more protection from the ground tonight. I just wanted to show this here is my lifeline. I'm gonna have to keep it in the tent in case it snows or rains, because once I hear that plane coming, I'm gonna light up the torch. What it is, it's a bunch of bush bundle and birch bark into this, well, this was a rotten birch limb, but I hollowed it out container. So it's a birch bark container. It's basically my torch. Light it in the fire, go out to the smoke generator, light it up underneath, and you seen how it was built with the bush bundle layered with birch bark all the way up to the top. And then it shouldn't take too long to light if I did it properly. And then I got the witch's hat on top. That's what it's called, that little hat that I put on the pole. Once it lights up, I take that off, and if all goes well, it'll push some thick smoke up into the air, and hopefully the plane sees it and I get rescued, and I get on out of here, because I could use a bacon double cheeseburger right about now, but all I have are 2 cans of tuna and 1 more serving of oatmeal, which I'm gonna have 1 can tonight and eat the oatmeal in my last can of tuna in the morning for a little bit of energy for any last bit of prep I might need to do. But yeah, I'm a little iffy on the wood for tonight there, but maybe I'll grab a few more logs if I can after supper, and we're in for another night here out in the Canadian wilderness. Smoke generator's done. I got my 3 ground air signals up, but I stomped out the big V in the snow, which is code for in need of assistance, but I should fill it in with spruce boughs to make more contrast, but I'm so tired. I need to gather some more wood too, so I gotta save my energy for the wood, I think. Make sure I don't freeze tonight. I got a decent amount, but based on last night, this ain't nearly enough yet, and it's gonna be colder tonight, so 4 o'clock. Daylight's about to go. The evening's creeping up, so still more work to do. Well, it's 6 o'clock, and night 2 is closing in. Probably don't have enough wood for the night, but I got a couple of big pieces of poplar there, a couple other fat logs. Just gonna have to make do with what I got right now. So Found a use for my mushroom. Look at that. You can watch over me while I sleep and keep the coyotes and the wolves away. Look at that. It's like my little friend. So, might have to spend one more night after this. I don't know. Depending on how things go tomorrow. But hopefully that's not the case, because I am freaking hungry. I'm pretty tired. And I'm really hungry. Set off on this venture with 1,200 calories in my bag for 3 days. My basal metabolic rate is like 2,200 calories last time I measured. So that means I burn 2,200 calories while sitting on the couch doing nothing in a day. And I've been working hard out here, man, to keep everything going, keep the fire going, keep getting firewood, keep boiling snow to stay hydrated, making smoke generator, making ground to air signal, making shelter, making my bed, making a rabbit corral, Ojibwe bird snare, and it just goes on and on and on. It's a lot of work to survive, and I'm only doing 3 days, so I mean, I couldn't imagine, you know, people doing like a month like this or 2 months, or it's crazy, man. It ain't no joke out here, that's for sure. 3 days alone is, it's not that long, but I'm definitely feeling it. So, hopefully by this time tomorrow I would have already eaten some Chinese food, I think I'm gonna get, and yeah, really looking forward to it. Well, I was up at 3:30 this morning. Fire was nearly out, just a couple of embers left. It was so cold. Temperature dropped last night. I'm extremely low on firewood. I'm just heating up some water. I'm gonna have some coffee and wait for daylight here so I can get some more firewood. Last thing I want to do is go out and get firewood in the dark, but if I have to do it, then that's what I'm gonna have to do, but hopefully not. So I'm gonna sit at the fire here, drink some coffee, and wait for light. Good morning, Manitoba. Sun's finally coming up, man. Feels like I waited an eternity for that there. Went and got a couple of pieces of poplar there that I knew where they were because I spotted them yesterday. So, man, it was cold last night, cold this morning. Those are my last 2 big pieces of wood. And then I got just a bit of tinder there. And then, of course, I got some bush bundle still. But, yeah, just kind of revamped here as the sun's coming up. It's like a little bit of encouragement, I guess. Feel a little boost. I'm just going to wait for just a little bit more daylight here, maybe another half hour or so. And then I'm going to gather up some more wood and then work on my ground to air signal there. So when rescue comes, they'll be able to hopefully see me and I can get a damn extraction out of this place here. It's like I said before, there 3 days isn't very long, but it sure takes a toll on you. I'm in a huge calorie deficit right now, low on energy, but overall my spirits are up. So gotta go out to the rabbit corral, check those snares. My ground to air signal done. Oh, maybe I'll need one more tree, I don't know. Yeah, one more little one just to close off the V here. As I said before, V from the air means in need of assistance. When a plane or something's flying overhead and they see that, they know someone down there needs help. And then I got my smoke generator, which I'll hopefully be lighting up when I hear that plane coming. One more little tree. Close off the V. Maybe this one. There we go. Nice. And there it is. The V. Gotta get one more up. I'm eating the last of my rations right now. This is it. If I don't snare a bird or catch a rabbit or get extracted today, I'm gonna be in some trouble because I'm already low on energy. I'm gonna use this here to finish up the ground to air signal, and then even on extraction I got a 3-kilometer hike back, so it's that's gonna be a challenge. All right, so I got the ground to air signals up. It's a plane. They're not coming this way. Anyways, my ground to air signals are up. I don't think this plane's gonna see them. I'm gonna save my smoke generator. Transfer in need of assistance, and then got the X here, some contrast. I mean, I could fill that in with spruce boughs too, but I just don't have the energy, and I have a 3-kilometer hike ahead of me here at some point today. So, smoke generator, that's gonna be for when the plane flies overhead. So, day 3, last of my coffee here. I'm super low on energy, and all I'm thinking about is that 3-kilometer hike out of here. It's not going to be fun, but on the upside there'll be food. So just enjoying this last bit of sustenance that I have on me. Enjoying what I can. Oh, extraction's here.
Look at the shadow you cast on the right. Working great.
Hat back on.
So you get more smoke out of it.
Oh, shit.
In the bowl with it.
There she goes.
Hey, Donovan. Nice, buddy.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Wasn't easy though.
No, it never is. No, that project list is made there, so it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
That's why we place it there,
Yeah.
and it gets you to feel all the enemies of survival, right? Or the majority of them, anyways. You
Yeah.
can't feel all of them, but so what enemies of survival did you actually feel?
Hunger was the biggest one.
Yeah, for sure. With the amount of calories you intake when you're not in a survival situation,
Yeah,
and then
and then I mean,
workload.
that led to fatigue,
yes, for sure.
tiredness, and even the first night I felt the cold because I didn't have my I didn't put enough boughs for my bed.
Yeah,
so I could really feel the cold coming
that
up
cold
from the ground.
radiates right up through.
Yeah, and I was running out of time, so I needed to get more firewood. So I felt the firewood was more important than my comfort at the time there. But
Yeah,
I fixed it up for night two, and it went a lot better. Even though the temperature dropped on night two, it was a lot
Yeah, minus 22 Celsius. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was chilly night, especially if you're not expecting it.
for sure.
You know, it's warm by day, you're getting wet and damp because
Yeah.
you've got a heavy workload as well, low calorie intake,
Mhm.
and then minus 22, it really affects you.
Yeah, but
Did you feel anger or frustration at all with
uh,
equipment or something that wasn't working? You know?
maybe there was a couple of points of frustration, mostly not because things weren't working, but just the time and under pressure, fighting against time. So I was feeling I might not be able to get it all done in time, but it was like this with the different happiness, misery, frustration, pride.
Yeah, all
when
of
you
it.
get something done, you feel really proud of it, and then it kind of gives you a little boost of energy. So it was just kind of really up and down.
The environment really affects that wave too. Right?
Yeah. So, but overall, it was super, super gratifying.
Yeah, you just follow the survival pattern, and it just
Yeah.
that way you don't miss anything, and you keep on track, and you
Yeah.
clear out all the slates, and you're good to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a blast, man.
For sure. Yeah.
Loved it.
So-
You did really well.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
No problem,
That was an
brother.
awesome experience.
For sure.
Okay.